Hi guys, welcome to another video. We have to talk about the quality of some of these luxury brands. Some of the quality is not there. Some of these items, honestly, they cost an absolute fortune. And for us consumers out there that want to buy these luxury goods, we expect the quality, the craftsmanship to be absolutely top notch. I've got quite a few examples of things that I have bought personally, and I can show you some of them that are not up to scratch. Let's get cracking. So my recent video, we were talking all about quality versus hype versus price point. And basically what I said in that video is that how much of the price point that are sky high for some of these top brands, how much of that price point is actual quality of the materials, quality of the artisans, the skilled artisans, and how much of it is actually the hype, the branding, the marketing, and all of the rest of it. So yeah, I think we all agree, or we all probably agree, that if we are luxury lovers and we want to buy from these top end fashion houses, then surely the quality, it's a non-negotiable. They have to be spot on quality. There should not be any issues with quality. Now, things always happen, and we know that. And if the fashion house puts it right, I have no issue with it. There can be human error, things go wrong, of course they do. You can get a bag that just happens to have an issue, but when there's quality issues across the board, yeah, is the actual quality of the brand diminishing, yet the prices are going up and up and up. So I want to show you quite a few pieces of mine where I have been really disappointed with the quality of the item. I've got quite a few to show you. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's start with the Constance. I have talked about this bag quite a lot. I love the Constance. I think it's a beautiful, elegant design. Some people don't like the H. I love it. I don't mind a little bit of branding and all the rest of it. But what I have an issue with this bag, look at the hardware, and I'm hoping it comes up in the light. It is scratched to high heaven. I really look after my things. I know how hard I have to work to be able to afford something like this. And no matter how careful I have been, it is scratched to high heaven. Now, this opens, and I do love the opening. I think it's just, yeah, it's lovely. And the inside, everything's beautifully made. It really is. And I love Hermes. Contrary to the videos I've made recently about my struggles with Hermes, I love the brand. I really do. But the design of this is such that whenever you try and close this bag, you're fiddling to try and find the actual closure so that you can see. I'm even struggling with it now, but you have to sort of fiddle with it to get it back in place. You can see it's a little bit fiddly, not too fiddly, but what it does mean is that you are constantly moving this section around. And I won't keep doing it because I'll just scratch it more, but you're constantly moving it around onto the other pieces here until you find the right slot for it. So there's nothing you can do about it. It will get scratched. Can Hermes not come up with a better system or a better way of spraying these, or whatever they do with them, to make it a little bit more durable? It just annoys me because it's such a big piece of hardware. You cannot help but see. You can see all the fingerprints as well now. So you can't help but see the scratches on it. You can't hide them. Let's move on to the classic flap. I love this bag. Again, the caviar leather for me is absolutely beautiful. This bag is about, I think it's about 7 or 8 years old now. There's no sagging, there's no corner wear, there's literally nothing. It's beautiful. The issue I have with this is on the inside. So this is the double flap, and what you can see, it's got the beautiful burgundy leather interior. But you can see on here, I'm trying to get this so you can see it. This little edge of leather, of the burgundy leather, is just worn, and it just looks Is that coming up? It just looks terrible. It looks terrible. And I have really looked after this bag. I keep it stuffed. I don't keep it in its dust bag, but I don't ever fasten the flap underneath. I've never, because there is a press stud here for this flap to go over. I've never ever used that. So I don't understand how on earth I've got that so damaged, because when I store it, I just store it like this. So there's nothing pressing on it. Yes, I don't keep any felt over it, but yeah, so whether it is literally just getting things in and out of it. But I'm really disappointed in that, because, yeah, what do you do? So my question is this. Because this has worn away on the inside, is that a quality issue? Or is that more that they've used a really delicate leather? And it may be a beautiful material, but it is so delicate that anything touching it will scratch it and damage it. So for me, it's, yeah, which is it? Is it just that the inside, the leather isn't durable enough for the job that it's supposed to be doing? Or are we supposed to just put up with the fact that it's really, really delicate and we're going to get these scratches? For something that cost as much as this did, I'm just really disappointed that it's done that. Okay, let's talk about a bag that I no longer have in my collection. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I did a series of videos about this bag because, yeah, it ended up being a bit of a disaster from start to finish. So it was the Pochette Matisse, it was the East-West version, and it was in the monoglam. Now, I still love the monoglam, so don't get me wrong, I loved the look of that bag, but I will put some videos in here. When I bought the bag, the first one, and I got it home and then properly looked at it, it was completely off. The monogram was, it'll show you on the photos, the monogram was just, yeah, it was off centre, it was sloping. No care and attention had been taken with that bag to make sure that it was perfect. It wasn't perfect. And what I have to say about Louis Vuitton is the minute I mentioned it to my SA James, he just sorted it. There wasn't an issue. It was put right. I got a new one that was perfect, sent to me immediately. I have zero issue with that. So the brand has done what they can once an error or I don't know, an issue with quality was seen. So I have no issue with that. But what I do have is I heard so many other people had either the same issue or a similar issue, maybe with a different bag, that, yeah, the monogram wasn't straight, and it wasn't, yeah, that care and attention, that attention to detail just wasn't there. Louis Vuitton's quality control, if you like, let that hit the stores. And it wasn't just a one-off, because so many people reached out to me and said they'd had the same issues. So, yeah, does it mean that in sort of across the brands that we're finding, yeah, that the quality just isn't quite as good as it used to be, or that it should be? Okay, let's talk a little bit more about hardware and tarnishing. Now, I bought this key clay in Paris. So this must have been in the summer of 2022, I believe. So, yeah, I haven't had it for 2 years yet. I think it's like 18 months or so. And I love this. I use this every day. And yeah, I sort of have no complaints with it. You can see the beautiful hardware. But what I did want to show you was, if you just have a look at the actual clasp, can you see on the end here how all of this is just, yeah, the gold has worn away down to the, I don't even know what material it is. Is it just steel? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but you can see it's very gold here, and then it goes to quite silvery. And I think that is literally when my key is on the end of it, constantly moving. It's just worn away. So, yeah, that's a real shame. I don't really care because it's just a key ring, but it does show that, yeah, these things just don't last, do they? It hasn't broken. There's no issue with it working. It's just, yeah, things tarnish. So let's move on to the canvas of Louis Vuitton, and let's see what I think about the quality and what's changed over the years. So I've got a couple of pieces from a long time ago, and then I've got a piece that's a lot more recent. So let me show you. This is the oldest piece of damier bean canvas from Louis Vuitton that I own, and this has seen better days, hasn't it? But that is the oldest piece. I then am going to show you the Alma. So this is the Alma PM in the damier bean, and I think this is between, I can't remember exactly, 20 odd years old. This is even older. So this is the oldest, then this, and then my mini pochette. This is about 5 or 6 years old, I think. So a lot more recent. So let's have a look at the canvas and how it's changed over the years. So let's have a look at these two at first. Now you can see under the lights that there's a big difference in colour. This is like a warmer, lighter brown. This looks more like an ashy coloured brown. And this is a lot shinier. This, I don't know if it, in real life, this feels like it's got more of a coating that's a bit shinier. This feels more matte, and yeah, it just feels a little bit softer. It feels a little bit softer. But let's compare to the bag, because this is definitely discoloured over time. So let's have a look. And again, I think even under the lights you can probably see this. This looks, yeah, the slightly different colours. This looks just brighter, and this looks more dull, and that is what it looks like in real life. So again, whether there's a difference in the coating used, I don't know. But what I would say is this: both of these items have absolutely no wear on the canvas whatsoever. This is, as I say, 20 odd, nearly 30 years old. It's absolutely perfect. It's perfect. This one isn't, but this has been in and out of pockets, in and out of bags. This has had a lot of hammer, so I'm sort of not basing everything just on this. But this, even though it does feel slightly different, as I say, I've had this a few years now, and again, it has absolutely nothing to note on it. It is still pristine. And yeah, and this has had a lot of hammer. It really has. This has been, I won't say thrown around, but you know what I mean. This has had a lot of use. So what do I think about the canvas? Well, my take is this: they've probably changed the process somewhat, or they've changed the materials, they've changed, I don't know, maybe the coating. It is different, but is one better than the other? The both have stood the test of time. We'll see in 20 years time what this looks like compared to this maybe, but I think the quality is still as good. It's just maybe different, as in different materials, but I don't have an issue with the actual canvas for Louis Vuitton. I don't feel like it's reduced quality or the cutting corners in any way. That's just my opinion. I think the canvas is amazing. I have to talk about my Chanel Trendy. Now, I did end up selling it. So the Chanel Trendy, yes, it didn't work for me as a style, but the main reason I couldn't get on with that bag was that it was in lambskin. And I am sorry, I know lots of people love Chanel lambskin. It is not for me. And I know I'm basing it on one bag that I've owned, but it's the only one that I've owned. So I can only base it on my own experience. But oh my goodness, it's just so delicate. You can't use the bag without fear of something happening to it. One of my videos, I was showing it in one of my videos, and I saw a massive scratch on it, and I hadn't used it. The only time it came down from the shelf was to show you guys something on a video. And even just getting it off the shelf, I've obviously scratched it right down the back. Managed to get most of that scratch out, but no, honestly. Whereas the caviar, again, it's just been really, really lovely. So yeah, so is that a quality issue? Is that the quality of the lambskin? Is that just the fact that lambskin is more delicate? I have a couple of Dior bags. One of them is up there, and that is in the beautiful lambskin, in the that is the Lady Dior in the small size. And yes, it's delicate, but it's not anywhere near as delicate as the Chanel Trendy. Yeah, Chanel, I just think the quality, I don't know, maybe, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the quality of Hermes, of Dior, of Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all of them? What issues have you had? Because it can't just be me that's had disappointing, yeah, quality issues. So, let's see what you guys think. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.